Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Michigan Fishing. I'm going to talk to you today about the basics of drop shot fishing. Now, you need a Gamakatsu drop shot split shot hook, and you can either use a 2-aught, 1-aught, whatever you want to use. I prefer either a 1-aught or 2-aught. I normally use a 2-aught when I'm not fishing heavy cover and a 1-aught otherwise. I have a 12-inch leader here, roughly 12 inches. Some people like a 12 to 24, some people like a little bit less, some people like a little bit more. This is just a straight weight. This is probably 3/16 ounce. I don't remember like what brand or anything about it because I bought it like 3 years ago. But I always tie a little knot right there because you never know if you're gonna lose that thing. Well, you got a fish on or something, and it's just not. I mean, money's money. Don't want to lose it. So most guys like a braid to fluorocarbon leader. The braid they normally use is like a 6 to 10 pound braid, and then a fluorocarbon leader is normally like 6 to 8. You normally use roughly the rod tip length. But this I just have straight fluorocarbon because I was not planning on using it for drop shotting, but I found out that this rod is actually a perfect drop shot rod. Everything fits for a drop shot rod. This is a Octopus 2-aught hook because I did not get any drop shot hooks yet. But you can also use an Octopus hook if you don't have any drop shot and you don't want to go buy any. But the worms I prefer over any other worms would be a Strike King KVD Perfect Plastics finesse worm. They work great. They got tons of action. Each one's hand poured, so they're slightly different. Now you nose hook this. Basically, the bottom of it is just a flat strip. Go up the bottom, you go up, and then you come out the nose. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to ruin the worm because I'm not gonna drop shot fish for a little while yet. But anyways, this is 5-inch. They're really good. You can either use a Zoom trick worm, you can use Zoom flukes, you can use Strike King coffee shad, you can use tons of different things, or you can use a Cinco, wacky rigged, Texas rigged, or nose hooked. So I mean, it's endless, but pretty much whatever you use, as long as you fish it right, it's gonna work. Drop shot fishing it works all year round, but it's been known really good for smallmouths, really good, and really in the spring and when the bite is tough. But it does work good all year round. I just heard some people say spring's better. Some people think summer's better. I mean, it's just whatever you think. And whatever your success rate is for whenever you fish it. But it's a very good. It really works when the bite's hard and you're on a school of fish, but you can't get them to bite a crankbait or a jig or anything you're throwing at them or a Texas rootworm. Throw a drop shot down there and you'll probably turn your day into a good day. But
the rod you use with this technique is really important. You normally use a 6/8 to 7/2 medium light rod with a soft fast tip.
Now, this is a Shimano Claire's. It's got a super soft tip on it. You guys can see that. Really nice soft tip. But it's got plenty of backbone to set the hook. It's a medium light rod. It's a 7-foot. I like the 7-foot instead of a 6/8 or 7/2. I'd probably take a 7/2 over 6/8. But some people like 6/8 better. The whole combo here is about 150. It's a P. Pfluger President XT. Now, the reel on here is the upper size. I really like the upper size because it handles line better. I've learned that from experience, and I've also learned it because a lot of pros like it like that. That's what they do. But I mean, it's a great combo, and it's a great drop shot rod. But stay tuned. We're going to show you some tips down at the water. And hey guys, welcome back. I forgot to talk about probably the most important part of your whole drop shot setup. That is the knot to your hook. You have to use a Polymer knot so you get that extra leader, anywhere from 12 to 24, whatever you want. But not even the knot being the most important, it's how you use it. Now, when you're done tying your knot and you got all this extra leader, before you tie in your weight, or you put your weight on, you need to make sure that hook point is facing up, and you put the leader back through the hook of the eye, on the hook point side. And then what that will do is when your line is tight and you're messing with you're using that action of that worm, that hook point is up. That will also increase the action of your worm, and it will also make hook setting better, and it will make your overall drop shot rig better. Now I'm going to talk to you today about a couple of tips real quick. Okay, it's very important when you drop shot fishing. When you get it out there, you keep contact with the weight on the bottom, but you just shake your rod tip. You can shake that 5, 10, 15 seconds, less or more, whatever you want to do. It really depends. But when you're done shaking it and you want to move that bait, don't just reel it straight in. Don't do that. When you got it out there and you're done shaking it, jerk it 2-3 times, even more depending on how much you want to move it. Move it 3, 4, 5 feet, whatever you want to do, and then just shake it again. Just keep doing that over and over again. That's very, very important. But I don't know if you see my rod tip. You see how limber that rod tip is, so you can really get the action out of there. That's real. Now the hook set, you kind of want to lean into it, but you want to pull it aside. So it's kind of a mix between a lean-in hook set, which you pull the rod and you lean in, and it's also kind of a mix between a sweep hook set. It's kind of a mix in between those. Now the reason you don't want to use a lean-in hook set is because you really need to drill that hook up into the roof. Now, yeah, you got sharp hooks, so it will still do it then, but I feel like you get a better hook set if you kind of do the mix in between. You don't want to do a sweep hook set because you're using light line. You're using really light line, you don't want to rip that hook right out. Sorry, that got wrapped around my rod tip. But anyways, now you're going to feel that fish before he actually has the hook in his mouth. Because what he's going to do is he's going to take, most of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the times, they're just going to take that worm and they're going to start swimming with it. And then what they're going to do is when they're swimming, they're going to suck the rest in. And then they'll have the whole thing in their mouth. So you want to wait kind of like you would with a frog. Not as long with a frog as you would with a frog, but you want to wait a second. So when you feel that third tap tap, or that second, he's probably got the hook in his mouth. And that's when you set the hook. That's really, really important. You'll lose a lot of fish if you don't do that. And a lot of people, when they're first learning a drop shot, they don't figure that out. So they learn over time, but they really lose a lot of their fish until they get better with it. So that's really important. I can't stress that enough. But all you do, sit there, shake it. So that's my drop shot tips for now. So stay tuned for more episodes.